Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another week of me trying to be profitable. And this week was pretty clean. I upped my risk this week since I was feeling more confident and because I felt it was time to move up the risk. And I'm okay with upping the risk just because I felt my risk management has gotten better, and also because I felt that the current risk I was using was alright, but I'm pretty deep in drawdown, so it'll take a bit to recover. But yeah, it's definitely recoverable, so yeah, that's the goal. I'll get straight into it. Alright, so today, pretty unbiased to be honest. I saw a lot of liquidity to each side and some key areas that I want to see how price reacted to, and just waiting until my optimal trading time to take a trade. And since I was risking more, I wanted to be more careful with the trade I take, and that meant waiting until I was certain that the macro move was occurring and playing into my bias. And I was waiting for this trade for a while. Price just slowly chopped around, and price was developing a lot of LRLs to the buy side. Price came into a key area that I was watching, and price actually disrespected the 3-minute imbalance within the 5-minute, and price developed a new low, creating relative equal lows, which ended up also getting swept. And this made me lean towards shorts, as well as also because the time frames were aligning with all of them moving bearish, and I placed an order for continuation just at the bottom of the 5-minute fair value gap. And price ended up getting some nice moves down from the macro and tapped my entry, and instantly it wasn't looking that good. Price came down with heavy power but immediately started buying up again. It chopped for a little more before getting massive moves up, and at the time I didn't expect the up moves, but in hindsight it was quite obvious why. And price ended up getting massive moves up and ended up hitting my stop loss for a loss of $411. And in case you missed it, I'm risking more on the account now because I feel a lot more confident and my mental's more in place. And I've been on the account for way longer than I would have liked, but I do always consider this account more for learning as it is my first. So I'm moving up the risk and we'll see what happens. But yeah, ended up losing the trade today. I didn't notice something simple like the bullish confluences and lost the trade, so it's okay. I'm still learning after all, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more for me to learn, and these losses are just part of that process. So yeah, that ends off Monday. Alright, so today there was again a lot of liquidity to each side, and the main high time confluences I saw was the 4-hour order block and 1-hour fair value gap, which price was close to tapping into. And there were LRLs just below the imbalances, and there was also LRLs to the buy side, so I just wanted to see how price reacted. And price did just sweep out the relative equal lows. With price filling the imbalances, I was leaning more for longs because of the LRLs that were being developed currently, and then the relative equal highs too. And a lot more confluences back up the bullish move, so I was feeling it a lot more. I decided to enter after seeing price respect two currently made imbalances. I actually entered bearish. The 15-minute and 5-minute fair value gap were a good overlap that price tapped into before getting a nice bearish rejection and pushing further down. And from this down move, I entered into the trade off of candle confirmation, and we were in. Initially, it was pretty slow with price dropping around their break even and occasionally getting some power to the upside. And because of this chop, and since price was nearing market open with some bullish power, I was a bit unconfident, and I decided to move my stop loss to the lower recent prominent high and then the TP higher around 1 to 1 hour near the cluster of liquidities. And price came down during market open and hit my TP for a win of $100. And even though today's a win, I still feel a little disappointed in myself because I got unconfident and moved my TPs and stop loss. I should have just kept them, and since I did the analysis myself, I should have just kept the confidence and owned the trade, but instead I got scared and moved my shit. So yeah, that's the biggest thing today. My confidence led me to missing out on a pretty good trade, one of my best trades I would say, and that's why I feel like I need to get rid of it. My confidence has never been the best in general, so yeah, it's just something I want to fix. So I'll work on that because, you know, yeah, having more confidence will help me out a lot. So overall, just feeling a lot more bearish today, and because of the high time imbalances tapping and the price developing more recent low time imbalances, which were also respecting bearish. But I wanted to wait and see if price developed more confluences to confirm this bias. There was still a lot of liquidity to each side that price could target, so that's important for me to keep in open mind. And price actually got a big move up out of nowhere, which was the macro move, and price just ran, sweeping all the LRLs in the prominent high. And since that occurred, I was waiting to see if I could catch a bearish move, since I would have trouble finding a target for bullish because, you know, massive imbalance that price is filling. But yeah, after price came down from sweeping out the high, I was thinking I could get into this trade. The volume was starting to slow down as I near my entry, so I decided to just move it lower. And price ended up working my entry, and we were in the trade but not all of it very long. Price immediately reversed and stopped me out for a loss of 180. And for this trade, I felt it was just unfortunate that I got worked in. I moved my entry to I would say a very, very bad spot. I don't know why I didn't move it lower to at least the bottom of the LRLs, but yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that, so that's on me. I did overall have the bias correct, so I guess that's alright. Trade ended up working out well, though I did miss my final TP by like 1 pip, which would have sent me to the moon, so I guess, you know, that's cool. But yeah, I just walked away after that because I knew I wouldn't make good decisions and left it at that. Alright, so today it seemed pretty similar to yesterday's situation with a massive imbalance developed from the previous session. Since the high tier imbalances like the 4-hour inverse value up and order block were tapped in, overall I saw a bullish move, and price had just taken out the unemployment claim data lows and developed equal highs, so overall feeling a lot more bullish because of those overlaps. These things could change though, so I was just waiting to see. And I was initially waiting for a while, and I placed an entry for longs just above the 5-minute fair value gap, which I thought price may hit from the macro move, though the macro move ended up being bearish and price pushed down quite hard. Now I was thinking about entering into shorts, though I didn't like the power of the break of the 5-minute imbalances because I didn't enter into this trade, and that turned out to be the right decision. And there were a lot of LRLs to the buy side too, which were developed from the slow move down, which was added on to the up move even more. And from market open it seemed like it was going to continue bearish, but then it reversed, and on the 5-minute time frame respected the confluences to move bullish. And I waited till price pushed all the way up and hit my entry. Price did move quickly, hitting my TP for a win of 280. And I was intending to leave a runner, but since I saw that price was making a massive imbalance below, I found it more favorable to just take it all out there since I also had class the next day. And I think that what helped was watching the 5-minute time frame more, because usually I'm in too much on the 1-minute time frame and price looks like it's moving one way then moves the other, because on the 5-minute time frame it was a wick. So yeah, I don't want to push my luck either, so I just called it a day there. Today I saw a bunch of big imbalances that were made from the push down, and price just swept down a high time low, so I was thinking that it either continues with that bearish power or sweeps the next most recent low, or reverses and moves to fill the imbalances that were developed from the drop. And there were LRLs to the sell side which I thought that price could target in the current moment, since price was continuing to move bearish with no indication that it would want to move higher. And I decided to enter into this trade after price confirmed the break on the 3-minute time frame, since the 5-minute wasn't giving me anything great, so I decided to just take what price is showing me in the moment. And I decided to enter it with less contracts just because I felt a little less confident in this trade. Overall I could see it moving bearish, but there wasn't that many imbalances in the first place, but it was more of just like an intuition play. And I looked away for a second before price just shot down from the macro move and hit my TB for a win of 100. And today's trade was pretty clean. I liked how I played this trade out, and I think it turned out pretty well. I saw what price was doing and I entered without hesitation. I also just adjusted in relation to the risk, so I think it was good. So yeah, that ends off this week's trades. Alright, so this week was pretty alright. Apart from me still trying to figure out my risk on Monday, I think this week turned out pretty alright. I was experimenting more this week and more focused on how I could improve and thinking more about my trades while I'm out, which has helped me dramatically. In my opinion, my mental's still holding out strong too, and I think I'm making good progress. Certainly much better than when I first started off the account, because I was still trying to grasp how things worked, and I'm more confident now in my abilities and I'm more focused on my progression, so I'm confident I can pass the account. Now I'll be starting a new account next week to start fresh, since the account I have right now has kind of served its purpose, and with the account reset date coming soon, I figured it's like a good time to reset. As I'll still remain learning, but the beginner learning I feel like I've gotten out of the way, and also just like getting accustomed to starting on a funded account. Of course there's always more to learn, but I reckon I can get a better start. So I'll see you guys next week on a fresh account. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.